O God, my unseen helpers, as I sit here in communion with you, and with the intention of knowing myself as part of you, may I be aware of your presence now and always in my life. As I sit now in the presence of love, aware of being one with the one divine mind, I dedicate this evening to the process of awakening to my true nature. I know without spirit I would not even breathe. And with spirit, all things are possible. Today I am so grateful for this gift of life. I am grateful for the continued transformation of my life and for this wonderful group of supporting friends. And today I ask you in the spirit world to guide me and show me how I may serve those gathered here tonight. And so it is. I am not my breath. I am not even my body. I move beyond my mind. I move beyond thinking. I move beyond even a single thought. And I invite Samuel and my guides to speak through me. And I welcome the spirit in the purple robe if he wishes to speak. Welcome back. We are glad you have gathered with us yet again. We are pleased when this group comes together this time of year. Much is spoken about these things you call resolutions. And we ask you, why do you focus so much just on this early part of every year? For it is not the only way these resolutions you make come to fruition, as if you resolve each and every day to proceed in the direction of the goal you set. So we ask you, are they resolutions, or are they a way of just being a new you? We realize you use these social norms to spur you to action from time to time. And in that sense, all is well and good. But know, dear ones, should you wish, you could make these resolutions, these New Year's resolutions, each and every day. Is that not how you move forward? Making the choice, yet again in a new day, to resolve the thing you were working on yesterday or the day before or the month before or many months before. We know this one after we spoke through him this morning, spent some time planning his year, signing up for additional workshops to further his development. The one called Alea asked earlier about trance healing. In trance healing, the medium sends energy to the one in need of healing. Sends is not exactly the appropriate word. The medium opens himself to spirit and allows spirit to work through him or her. These energies can heal on many different levels, in many different ways. This one we speak through witnessed the medium Libby Clark in England as Dr. James came through her. She is a very unique trance medium. She has been working with Dr. James for more than 30 of your years. Her trance mediumship is both transcommunication, as Dr. James speaks through her. He also uses her vessel to walk around the patient, giving advice, taking vital signs. The one he wishes to train with in New Jersey, Minister Stephen Upton, works as a trans-physical healer, manipulating the energy within the body of the one to be healed, releasing the energy of dis-ease. Just as all of you are unique individuals, those who work as healers all work in their own individual way. All allow energies to work through them. Yes, there is limited healing you can do with your own personal energy, but it is very draining, dear ones. That's why, if you choose to do this healing, it is important to open yourself to a power far grander than your individual one, and allow it to assist you, to work through you. Dear ones, know each one of you has so much power. So much in your society, your culture, wishes to put limits on what your capabilities are. All we ask you is to explore, stepping through those boundaries, opening yourself to a greater reality of your individual being, your individual power. Align yourself with Spirit, dear ones. Listen for the subtle nudges, or as this one has needed from time to time, the cosmic 2x4. He questions so much. He needs so much proof. Again, we speak of awareness. For each one of you, your guides are in constant communication with you. That's why it is so important to still yourself, to fine-tune your awareness, so to speak. Sometimes it is just a feeling. Sometimes it is just a word or a thought that suddenly arises in your mind. Take heed to those, dear ones. Pay attention. This stream of consciousness is all around you, dear ones. Are not some thoughts like seeds that spring forth into action that you take? We know much in your society would make you believe that each and every thought you have is your own, but we tell you there are other forces working here, dear ones, guiding you, nurturing you. Pay attention. You are surrounded by a loving, guiding presence. It envelops you wherever you go, whether you are paying attention or not. It never leaves you. It is you. It is with you always. Are not those ones you call your avatars, or the enlightened ones, or the saints? Are not those the ones that learn to open to living from Spirit, not just part of the time, all of the time. Dear ones, we wish you could see the love that envelops this room at this very moment. In your physical form, there is so much that goes unobserved. You are bathed in a sea of loving vibrations. Are there any questions?
I have one. This morning, in the meditation this morning, you were asking us to share our gifts. Were you speaking of spiritual gifts or other sort of gifts?
Spiritual gifts, dear ones.
Thank you.
This one has been walking around, coming up with new mantras, I guess you could call them. New ways of thinking. Knowing full well that everyone you meet, if you express love with your eyes and radiate love from your heart, you are being greeted with love in return on a soul level, on a spiritual level, no matter what the outward appearance of the human in front of you reflects. Know this, dear love. Dear ones, it is all about love. Radiating the love that you are. Being the love that you are. Do not get caught up in your humanness and think you should be turning it on and off. You are love. You are that. Even if it appears to be falling on deaf ears in the human, you know it is being received on a spiritual level by that very human. And whether they wake up or not, that is their decision, not yours.
So if I send love somewhere, but I'm not conscious that it got there, but I'm thinking that I want it there,
intention, dear one.
it got there.
It got there.
And if I get a really good response, I know it got there, yes?
This humanness always wants the response.
I can't help it.
Always wants confirmation.
Where's me or Pete?
And know that you will not always get confirmation. All you can do is still be what you are. Find a way to send them love anyways. Of this we have spoken many times.
Well, doesn't it come back to you and, can you feel it?
I couldn't feel, I couldn't physically feel it,
But intuitively.
But the response I got was a really good response. So I assume somehow it got there.
Splitting hairs are...
Here's another question, or my question. What is or is there a difference between trance healing, Reiki, Qigong? What is the difference?
It is all but energy, dear ones. Manipulation of energy. Open yourself and allow yourself to use the energy. You humans love to put all these terms on this stuff. Labels. Beyond labels. It is but all energy. The energy of love working through you to heal another. Label it whatever you wish. It is opening your heart, allowing yourself to be of service. Yes, dear one.
Is it okay to mix Reiki energy and Qigong energy?
You are the Guru Master, dear one. This one we speak through uses all he has learned. He does not selectively use only butter for this occasion and Crisco for this occasion. Are not all of you a blend of everything that you have experienced to this very moment? That is the same way you should treat your healing. Allow it to flow out of you whichever way feels most appropriate for that situation.
Thank you.
This first time that he started doing this thing where he stands there like this, he had no clue what he was doing. He has since called it angel wings because he called on the healer, and Archangel Raphael said, I am here. He mixes this with his Qigong. He mixes this with the teachings he has had this very year. He sends energy every time he does Qigong. This has just become the way he practices, even though it is not purely Qigong.
I have a question. You spoke earlier, and please clarify if I get it wrong. You spoke about the consciousness and us getting thoughts from the stream of consciousness that's around us. Is that always going to be positive, or are there negative thoughts that can come to us through there? And if so, how can we stay focused on the positive?
Spirit always sends you loving messages, dear one. Your humanness can creep in. This thing you have labeled ego can creep in. No, that Spirit is not going to ever tell you you are not good enough. You are more than good enough. This one we speak through has struggled with this one. And we tell you it is not coming from Spirit. It is his resistance to standing in his own light and sharing that with others that brings this forward. Some of these are old patterns you have just recycled for so many years you don't even know where they originated from. These thoughts, this resistance you have when you step into something new and feel that it is beyond your capabilities.
May I ask a question?
Yes, you may, Daniel.
Sometimes in meditation, or even not meditation, just being, I have the same feeling of almost like that float tank. It's not a sensory deprivation, but it might as well be, because it's a complete, not an awareness of the physicality. It's that, there's no labels, there's nothing. There's just floating. And should that be more focused, or just let go with it? Just let it be?
Just let it be. When this one first started meditating, there were times where he lost, how do we say this? He lost the sense of his arms and his legs. He would lay there and wonder what in the world is going on. It is just a way to deepen his connection.
It's kind of strange because it gets to the point where I don't ask anything. I don't intend anything. I don't expect anything except to feel this good.
Embracing the stillness, are you? And what, we ask you, is wrong with that?
It feels good.
You do not always have to be searching for answers. cannot you just luxuriate, as you said, in that feeling?
If I had to label it, I'd use the word luxuriate. Gotcha. Thank you.
Samuel, I've been noticing more like sensitivity with my skin, and so I realized that what's going on with the skin is there's something inside, and if it's going on with me, then it's going on with Mother Earth. So is there, I know there's a lot of earth changes, and I mean, what's going on with that?
You're just becoming more sensitive, my dear.
You mean physically or?
Physically.
Okay.
This one was so baffled when it started occurring to him. He had these god bumps washing over him, these chills. He's driving down the road in the summertime at 95 degrees and wondering how he can be cold. He had no clue that it was not due to the atmospheric conditions. He was experiencing something on a deep spiritual level, and it washed over him in a way that he was not accustomed to. And in the beginning, it definitely baffled him.
Samuel, can you talk about non-beneficial energies that attach to a person? Sometimes people call those cords. Is that true? And if so, how do you protect yourself from that happening, and how do you get rid of them after they are attached?
One technique that this one has used successfully to protect himself is just to envision a energy field. For him, it is blue, surrounding him, this energy ball. These cords you speak of, understand the power that you hold within you. Understand the power of intention. Understand you can mentally or even symbolically cut it loose. This phrase you have heard, what you resist persists. We caution you not to dwell on these energies. Is that not what we just saw in this last election? So many people were dwelling on such negative consequences of either one of them winning. There was much turmoil in your country for very many months. This one we speak through was getting anxious earlier in the day about something and had to just stop and literally dismiss it. Make the choice that no, I do not want this to upset me. A calmness washed over him, and then that very moment he looked, and there was the thing that he was searching for. Do not underestimate yourselves, your power, your energy, the power of your thoughts, dear ones, the power of the choices you can make.
Thank you, dear Saint, for coming to speak with us tonight.
We thank you, dear ones. We so appreciate this time we spend together. Just know the true power you hold just in this one item you call choice. May you choose wisely, dear ones. May you always choose to come from a place of love, compassion, understanding. Know your own true power. Christ within you. We thank you, we appreciate you, and now we bid you, dear ones, a very loving adieu.